We are back with 1 year perfection and into our 12th week, which is the final week of fall. And things are getting a little bit stressful, but let's just jump in and see where we're at. For the week, we are going to do our key and special orders, even though we technically don't really have to. We're also going to do our final harvest of pumpkins and any crop on the home farm, I guess. Build an island obelisk, that's a big one. We're going to change our farming skill, which I'll explain in a little bit. Catch any missing fish or some of the missing fish. Make some kegs, get some more ore, and maybe a few star drops. We already got the star drop from Haley, so we're going to grab our special order today. Fish up the trash, which is directly related to that special order, and try and get a lava eel. Do a bunch of gifts, catch a bunch of other fish, try to get a glacier fish, and ship some other stuff. And the reason we're doing that fishing is because we have community cleanup, which I believe is the last special order we need. And we need it because it gives us the fiber seed recipe. And the best place to fish up trash, in my opinion, is the mines, especially if you have other stuff to do there. I fished every single piece of trash I needed before I even hooked a single lava eel. And I know now that lava eels can be found in different ponds, but this was a good excuse to knock out both in one swoop, you know what I mean? And so yeah, that's what we did. We did get the lava eel. It's one of the harder fish sometimes, but I have a trap bobber I use and a pretty high fishing skill, so it wasn't too bad. I still have the octopus and glacier fish. And both of those are terrible in comparison. So, oh no, I guess I didn't get all of it. I thought I got all the trash, but I got a little bit after. It only took me about, 5 hours to fish all this stuff up. I had to do it eventually, so I might as well do it now. I could have sped it up a little bit by using well, I don't know if actually you can. Can you speed up fishing trash? You probably can. I guess with bubbles. But then I was also after a ghost fish, a stone fish, and an ice pip today. That might be a lie. I was not after an ice pip, because I already have that. So, scratch that. I did not get the stone fish, but I did get a ghost. And then we went to go turn in that quest. We have more kegs we need to make and set up. But other than that, that was kind of what we wanted to do today. That was our main goal. Processing is still really, really important. We're still pretty far behind. Even though we're continuously making more and more machines, we're not really catching up at the rate I want to. As it stands, we're going to fall short. I did the math this morning. We're potentially going to fall short by about $3 million, which is not as bad as I thought it was. And I'll go over that in a lot of depth Tuesday. I'll do basically a whole in-depth look at everything we got going on in one kind of shorter video. And I've recently started, I don't know why my voice died right there. I've recently started playing Winter, so I'm 2 days in now. And so if you have any advice for Winter, now is the time to let me know. Because I still haven't played. I probably won't play the rest of the days until maybe tomorrow or Saturday. But yeah, so here's my attempts to catch the glacier fish. I played this day only a few times over. It was just something I didn't want to spend too much time on. And I also didn't really want to waste a ton of magic bait trying to get the glacier fish, because in a week I can just fish it up regularly. And as you can see, I just fail right away. And I actually fish it up again and fail right away. And I just moved on. So I went to get a slime jack, which, look at that, it's easy and It's just nice. I tried to fish up the mutant carp and was unsuccessful, but I got a few things knocked out. Overall, not the greatest day, but I got, some things done that I needed, so. Now today, I didn't show it, but I had to grab the sturgeon roe so we can ship that out since we already have caviar. And then I headed to the Skull Caverns. I'm here mostly because of iron and copper. The iridium is nice. I don't need it, but I need the money, so I'm basically in here for keg materials. And I'll do a little bit more of the random shipping once again. I'll cover what percentage we're at the end of the video, but I won't go into detail about what is shipped until next week. And then I'll literally show you everything I have and have not shipped. But for now, we just have a pretty basic Skull Caverns run. Nothing special. Diving down as much as I can, but with a heavier focus on iron and copper than usual. Usually we kind of ignore those nodes to a certain extent, but lately we've kind of had to not ignore them at all, so here we are. And yeah, a couple prizzies is nice. I wish I would have gotten a rabbit's foot this week, because I need a rabbit's foot for the good luck charm. Or luck charm, I guess it's just called. And I don't have one currently, so I'm trying to route out my day 3 right now. And if I had a rabbit's foot, it would fit in perfectly with the rest of the day, but I just don't have it, so that is unfortunate. I also don't have rabbits, so I'm gonna have to hope for one from Skull Caverns or get a rabbit. I don't think you actually have to get the lucky charm for perfection. I could be mistaken, but I don't think you do. But it is nice for well, I assume it's nice for radioactive ore farming. I don't actually know if it makes a difference. I think it makes a big difference. So I might have to... Maybe I can route that in. So if you see on day 3, I am going to try and do that. Because this is unimportant, I guess, but on day 3 I was not sure what I wanted to spend my time doing. And now I think I might go to the Skull Caverns, reset the floor over and over again until I get a rabbit foot drop. That is sounding like the plan. I better write that down. But for now, we're just, smelting as usual and just continuing on. Ignore me as, hopefully you don't hear the typing. You might. Oh, I was going to fish. That's what I was going to do on that day. But we'll see. I don't like fishing that much, so farm rabbit's foot from caverns. Sorry. I shouldn't have had that in there, but whatever, I kept it. Today, we got a new recipe. No, we did not. We got an old recipe. We're still gifting Haley because I can never remember if you have to max out your spouse to 14 hearts. We have some more oak resin ready. And we're going to smelt some copper so we can make and place some more kegs. We also need to fill our wine because we have some wine ready. And then we're going to radioactive ore farm because we have another good luck day. And then our greenhouse is ready to replant. And it says sleepy time. And that's because I accidentally passed out. Which doesn't matter, it's only $1,000. I don't think that will break the run. I'm more worried about 3 million than I am about 1,000. But yeah, I think as it stands, I think that 3 million can be... I think we can find a way to make it up. I think I have a couple things in mind without cheating. Because I don't want to do that. I'm not going to do that, so what I'll probably do is get the lucky charm and radioactive ore farm more often than normal, and then just increase the amount of machines I make. The problem I'm encountering is buying wood is very expensive. And so basically every jar I make, it costs a starfruit jelly to make. And that is not going to work at this late in the game. Because that means, well, I guess it does work, but it's pretty inefficient. Because it takes 3 days to process one jelly. I mean, I guess it's not bad. I just lose one harvest from it. So I'll have to kind of think about what I want to do. If you have any insight on that, I am curious to know what you think. And we'll see what happens. I'm excited to have this run behind me with 1.6 so soon on the horizon. Oh, I forgot one wine. That's annoying. But anyway, here we go. More of this. Just resetting the floor in a less than efficient way. We might have to switch to mouse and keyboard to do this more efficiently, just for money. But for now, this is what we've done and what we'll continue to do for at least the remainder of today and this week. I can't promise anything in the future. But I did this the rest of the night, and I think I had pretty decent luck with it. I didn't really have to reset a ton, and I just was able to like kind of hit the same 3 rocks over and over and over again, and ended up with what? 230? Is that 230 ore or 330? I think it's 230. Either way, it's a pretty decent amount. So we'll run home, we'll smelt that, and that should translate to a pretty fat amount of money. Let me do the math, because it's what, 4,500 per? So if that is 230, I think it's 350 actually. 350 divided by 5 times 4,500. That's 300k right there. So that is like a pretty fat amount of money. That's like 100 kegs or 100 starfruit wine. So that's pretty decent if that is the case. I can't tell. I don't know. It's hard to read. It's really small. I'm sure it's small for you too, but either way, it's a good amount of money. And we still have iridium to smelt. We have iridium to sell, so that's looking good. I didn't factor that in when I was calculating how much money we needed. Oh, we also need hardwood. Oh, I think I took care of that. On day 2, I took care of... It doesn't matter. This is just like me thinking about what's happening next week. I also, I have 2 other videos I want to do, coming up soon. Really short ones, probably, just a quick tip. Like a crop fairy thing and a traveling cart thing. So I'll probably do that, this weekend or next week, too, but that's irrelevant. We'll just focus on planting some starfruit. We are still planting ancient seeds slowly. It's not really valuable for us in this particular run, but it will be valuable in the future if we decide to keep this file and make it into a whole different thing. So, oh, there's the caviar shipped. So it's one more item off the list. And this video is actually shorter than the usual ones because we had a lot of... I think we had 2 radioactive days and a Skull Caverns day, so it's a little bit of a short one. And so we have some jam to make today. We're going to sell all that radioactive ore and iridium so we can build our island obelisk. And we also have to restock our DSG supply so that we can get everything growing faster on Ginger Island. And we're also going to buy Pierre's stock list to give to Pierre. We don't need to, but it's helpful. And then we need wood for more kegs, basically. That's kind of the situation. We'll buy some coal as well, I believe, right now. I think a couple hundred or something. But yeah, that was a good amount of money. Are we going to buy coal? No, we're not. Yeah, just Okay, we're just messing around, I guess. Didn't buy coal. We should have bought coal. That would have been a very good idea. But this is our first obelisk. I set it down here. I ended up moving it around like 6 or 7 times. So I just deleted all that because it doesn't matter. But we can now get to the island much quicker, much easier, and like generally much more efficiently than before. That'll help a lot with Leo, as well as like quick hitting tasks on the farm. So that'll be great for wintertime when we're going to go to the island and back pretty frequently. And we actually, like, I'm sure you've noticed at this point, I've amassed quite a bit of starfruit wine and jelly, but I can't sell it until I have the artisan profession. And I'm not going to switch to the artisan profession until I've harvested my final pumpkins. Once I've harvested those pumpkins, I'll go pay a visit to that little dog in the sewer, and he will reset my professions. We should still be able to get another couple harvests out of our Ginger Island farm. Maybe not a full 3, I'm actually not entirely sure yet. Oh, and we also accepted Key's kindness. Again, we don't have to do this, but we might as well. We'll be gifting anyway. But what was I saying? Yeah, we won't sell anything until we have the artisan bonus. It's a 40% bonus to our sell value, and it's too much money to miss out on. So money won't really be a very big problem for at least not much longer. We'll always have like enough for, well, okay, let me rephrase that. Money will be a problem, but it won't be like an immediate problem. We will never struggle to buy starfruit seeds. We won't struggle to buy deluxe speed grow if we need it, or materials. We'll have a pretty steady amount of cash in our pocket. It'll still be a problem for the golden clock, but like we'll get the obelisks built probably like the first week of winter. We'll get our house upgraded first week of winter, hopefully. And yeah, so then we'll just have like an outlying $10 million goal. Because I think I only need around, I don't know, $600,000 worth of starfruit seeds. Well, we'll see. I don't know why I was in the mines. I think I was getting coal or something. Who knows? I was just killing time, basically. Oh, I was getting coal and coffee. That's right. I was running pretty short on coffee, so I wanted to throw on my coffee ring and get coal and coffee while I could. God, I got the hiccups. This is like the worst time to have hiccups. But here they are. I kind of wish, like, I don't know, like the jelly is always done at weird times, and so are all the wines. I wish they were all on the same schedule, but they're not, and I can't really afford to like wait a day or two to get them on the same schedule. So they're always going to be kind of this awkward middle ground. But I'll just have to deal with that. Today is our final harvest, by the way. So we'll grab all those pumpkins and we won't have to bother with anything on the farm now. We're also going to go to the Skull Caverns. It doesn't matter that we're going late today, just because we're mostly looking for iron and copper. The iridium, once again, is just a plus, so if we don't get as deep as usual and don't get as much iridium as usual, it's not the biggest deal. So that's kind of, this is another one of those shorter days because it's just me like doing a couple quick errands and hitting the caverns. Oh, I grabbed more pine tar too. I mentioned last time that pine tar is necessary for a few recipes, and so I was grabbing that. Pine tar, I think, is also, is it needed for an obelisk? That might be a good thing to look up on the old internet real quick, because I don't know what to say about the Skull Caverns. Because I thought I remember like maybe the beach obelisk needing pine tar, but I hope that's not the case. No, it's just clam and coral, but I do need to kind of keep an eye on that because I don't think I have those materials. I definitely don't have earth crystals. I probably have clams. I definitely have coconuts. I don't think I have cactus fruit. That'll be something to like add to my list of things to keep in mind as I progress through wintertime. In fact, once again, as unprofessional as it is, I'm gonna make that a note right now. Because I really need to think about it. There's so many little things that kind of crop up that I don't think about or don't normally think about. So yeah, I'll just write that down real quick. And I don't know, I don't think it really... Coral is pretty easy to get. That might be my biggest one, but I think you can get... Can you get coral in the dangerous mines, or is that just sea urchins? I'm not sure, but we'll figure that out. I don't think that'll be... Man, if that's a run killer, that'd be a bummer too. The other thing I was afraid of for killing this run is Gus visiting the resort. Because if Gus doesn't go to the resort, you can't get a recipe, and that's it. You're done. You also can't get mead, and I don't want to make mead, so I'm just going to buy it from him and then sell it in the shipping bin. So, like, I really hope Gus shows up soon. I'm like 99% sure he'll be either on the 3rd of winter or the 4th of winter. I found out yesterday or 2 days ago that the people that go to the resort are also dependent on your game seed. So, I mean, potentially Gus could never go, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, we're chopping wood today. We need more kegs. Surprise, surprise. We also have some resin ready, and we're going to do some radioactive farming before we go to the festival tonight. Tonight is the Halloween festival, which means we need the jack-o'-lantern recipe as well as the scarecrow or rare crow. And that should be our final rare crow, aside from the casino one. So we need to go to the casino pretty soon. I don't know when we'll do that. That also needs to be worked into the route because we need the alien casino. I also don't have the casino unlocked. So hopefully I have all the materials. We'll get that figured out. We'll try to remind me, I guess. I won't be mad if you comment, like, don't forget about the casino in every video. That would probably help me out. Because there is a good chance I may or may not forget about it. And that would be also a bummer, because I have to craft a deluxe rare crow after I get all the rare crows. And that's like one of the recipes I'm currently missing. Again, I'll go over that in more depth on Tuesday. I have quite a bit of stuff to cover as far as like what we have and what we're missing. And here's me doing this again. If you're doing a money run, I would say, like, if you're still trying to be somewhat casual like I am... Oh, I just missed a radioactive ore. If you're trying to do a pretty casual run, I would avoid this. It's pretty boring. It kind of sucks a little bit of the fun out of it, even though it's very efficient. But if, like, you're in a pinch and you need, 300k real quick, then go for it. But yeah, there you go. We, I was just thinking of something. Can you get, can you deconstruct a jack-o'-lantern? I'm curious, because that'd be cool if you can deconstruct a jack-o'-lantern to get a pumpkin out of it. I don't know if that's the case, though. Also, I don't know why I did this. I think I thought maybe I had to sell a golden pumpkin. and it's better to be safe than sorry, and it also doesn't take any actual in-game time. So yeah, I did the maze, grabbed the pumpkin, and talked to everybody. Oh, and I got an ostrich. I didn't name him anything fun, I just hit random for a little bit until it was like something kind of good. But I really like the ostrich sound. It's very nice. Mechamo, I guess. But yeah, we got an ostrich. Oh, he didn't make any sound because he's sleeping, but that's okay. Oh, there's another regular goat. Milk. Oh, that must be from my new goat. So I shipped that today because I had to buy that goat, if you remember. There we go. So that is checked off the list. And we're a little bit closer to our shipping goal. I think we only have a couple little weird things left. We got a new recipe. And so we'll cook that up probably next week. And this is our last day of fall. So we're going to switch that farming skill so we can get the artisan like I was talking about earlier. It costs 10 grand to switch, but it's super worth it. We also need wood again. We're going to do a quick gift run because our luck was not so good. We're going to process more starfruit. And then we're going to chop down a bunch of fiber before winter hits and deletes all of it. Because we need that for a lot of crafting recipes. And then as usual, we'll ship just kind of random stuff. And I don't show most of it, but in this particular part of, or in this particular day, I should say, every time I pass a tree, I am cutting it down. I'm at a point where that's more valuable than my time, and I just need wood badly. So I'm basically cutting down trees as I go around, so you'll see my like wood numbers rise kind of randomly. Oh, we have a lot of stuff to process today. So we'll have a decent chunk of items, or not items, jeez, but I just like drifted off basically. We'll have a decent amount of wine and jam or jelly stockpiled to sell. So our first day of winter, we should get a pretty fat stack of money. At least a couple million. I don't know if we'll be in like maybe like 2 or 3 million territory. I'll go into it later, but I don't remember the numbers offhand. Or not later, but Tuesday. And then I tried to do more fishing while I was down here. It was unsuccessful. I believe I still need that mutant carp. And then what else? We need to clear that chest out. It has a lot of random junk in it. And I also want to complete the missing bundle, or like the abandoned Joja mart. Again, I don't think you have to do it for perfection, but I'm not 100% sure on that actually. So I really need to, I need to find that out. I'm gonna do it anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter, but it might be good information to know. And then yeah, we got more fruit from our fruit trees. Nothing, this is just kind of like burning time. We need that apricot for a fruit salad. God, my voice is just not having it today. We need the apricot for fruit salad, but the other fruits I think at this point are wildly unnecessary. Mango is good for Leo, and he should be done with our friendship pretty soon. I think he's still like the final outlier. I thought in the last video that Gus was going to be a problem, but I misunderstood the fact that the red dot next to their name can mean 7 hearts. So he was already at, or no, sorry, it can mean 8 hearts, 7 or 8 hearts. So he was at 8 hearts last time. And so he crossed over into 9 and 10 pretty quickly. And so Gus is actually not a problem. I thought he had a birthday coming up. I thought all this stuff. But yeah, it turns out the red dot is higher in friendship than I actually thought. I thought it was like a 6 or 5 heart thing. Later on, we might need this fiber for a lot of crafting. We might have to farm more in the mines, but for now we're just kind of like, I don't know, I feel like it goes to waste if it despawns in the wintertime, so that's the only real reason I'm doing this. I know I need it for a worm bin, I need it for a campfire, I think I need it for, probably not fiber seeds, that wouldn't make sense, but anyway, we got tiller and artisan, so now we can sell all of our wine, all of our jelly. And yeah, those are some of the random stuff like aged roe that we sold, some truffles. But that brings us to the end of the video where we can kind of get into where our percentage is. Not a lot changed. We are at 97% complete of our forage shipped, or produce and forage, which is the nautilus shell, holly, and like mead, I think are the only 3 things. We got one of our obelisks, so that brought our percentage up 1. We're up to almost 80% of great friends. We got 1 star drop, but it doesn't mean anything until we get all of them. So that percentage didn't change. Cooked a little bit more, crafted a little bit more, I think, maybe not even much, and caught a few more fish, so brought our percentage up to 69%, which is nice, and it puts us in a decent spot. Again, we're going to see massive jumps pretty quickly with the star drops, well, pretty quickly with the obelisks, and the golden clock obviously will be a really big one. So I'll see you all next time. Tuesday will be a different kind of video. Thursday will be our first week of winter.